Yeah, we're live.
All right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to another edition of Binance West Africa Newbie walkthrough. And today we'll be looking at Binance P2P, Binance Swap Farming, and Binance Dual Investment. However, my name is Kazim. My co-host V currently will be joining us very soon. Um, I hope that we've been learning a lot in the past session that we've done, and which you can always access on the Binance Africa YouTube channel to watch all our previous edition, from the onboarding to getting your first crypto, and a lot of videos that we have already put out there. So today we'll be discussing Binance Dual Investment and Binance Farming, while my co-host V will be taking you through Binance P2P, telling you how to use P2P and hints on how to keep yourself safe when you're using P2P. Because there are a lot of growing scams and stuff that do happen due to some bad actors, but we are here to guide you through and give you some kind of guide on how to navigate that area properly. So I will be starting off through Binance Dual Investment. A minute, please. All right. So Binance Dual Investment. So what I want to take you through is how do you use Binance Dual Investment and the benefits you stand to gain. Also, I will be discussing associated risks, because there is no investment without its own risk. So just follow me along the way. Okay. So what is Binance Dual Investment? In simple terms, Binance Dual Investment gives you an opportunity to buy or sell cryptocurrency at your desired price and date in the future, while earning high interest yield no matter which direction the market goes. So that's two things in one. You are able to set a sell or buy target at a later date, and also still earn on that crypto asset while you wait for that day to come. So while you're waiting to sell or buy an asset at a particular date in the nearest future, you're also still getting some interest while you're waiting for that asset. So you're getting paid, or you're getting some profit or earnings, more of that crypto, while you wait for that later date. Okay, before we go into it deeply, so we should firstly, I want to discuss with us the risks involved in this, because just like any other crypto asset, any other investment, just like any other investment, you should be very aware that products like Binance Dual Investment and any other investment product as such, there are always risk involved. And for dual investment, the first risk that is involved in this is that your crypto asset is locked. You have your assets locked until a particular date. So all your subscribed assets to a particular product in the Binance Dual Investment are locked, and you won't be able to cancel or redeem them before the settlement date is reached. So you want to consider it very well. You want to weigh in the risk and the reward ratio to be sure that you want to lock up that asset for the particular number of days, because once you lock them up, you are not able to access them. For instance, you lock up your Bitcoin at probably when it was around 20k US dollars. Then after locking it up for maybe 5, 10 days, the price shoots up to, let's say, 40k dollar. So you are like, oh, why did I lock this up? I should have probably sold right now and make huge profit. So that is a kind of risk as well that you want to consider. Okay, do you want to lock your assets up? So you have to weigh that option very, very well before you decide to use this investment product. The second associated risk is price movement and volatility. So what I mean by this is, if the price moves further and further away from your own set target price, you end up losing the opportunity to buy or sell at a more preferable price or more favorable price. So, and this means that by the time you redeem your asset, you may end up buying lesser assets or selling at a lower price. So let me just explain that better. You set a target price to sell Bitcoin in the future, to sell it at, let's say, 40k US dollars. But along the line, before your settlement date is reached, Bitcoin was now trading at around 60k US dollars. Your own assets will be sold on that settlement date at your set target of 40k US dollars. So which means you are selling at a lesser price. Rather than you, if you have your assets with you, probably are selling, you probably are able to sell at that current trading price of around 60k US dollars. The same thing with buying. So you set a target price to buy lower, to buy Bitcoin as, let's say, 15k US dollars. So before your settlement date, Bitcoin was probably around 10k US dollars. You will be buying at 15k US dollar, which means you are buying lesser quantity, or you are buying at a higher price than what is currently trading. So this is another risk involved in this that you have to also consider very well before you decide to use this investment product. So, and lastly about the risk associated is the fixed settlement date. So I've already mentioned it earlier that the trade can only happen based on the price you set on the settlement date and never before that settlement date. So once you subscribe, once your assets gets locked up, your trade will only happen on that settlement date at your set target price and never before it. So you should do well to read through the product terms carefully before making your investment. And you must always know that Binance is not liable for any losses incurred from price fluctuations. So having understood now the risk involved, because I believe it is very good for us to discuss this, to tell you the risk involved before you go ahead and to benefit from this product. Just like it has its rates, there are benefits to this. So, and what are the benefits? You buy low, you're able to sell high, you're able to get high interest yield and no fees. But let me just go into that into those points into details. So buying low or selling high. So you can buy crypto at a lower price or sell your crypto at a higher price. And that's as simple as that. And you also still get high interest yield, and that means you will earn a high passive income no matter which direction the market goes. Either it goes up or it goes down, you still earn your passive income. You earn more of the assets you have deposited. We're going to explain that better very soon. And you have a wide selection of assets. So you can choose from a wide variety of assets and set the target price, day and date now to your own liking. So what you wish, what you desire is what you choose from the list of available target price and dates. And also, there are no trading fees attached. So you pay zero trading fees when the target is reached and the buy low or sell high product is filled. So unlike you using sports trading that you have to pay trading fees, you don't pay any trading fees when you're using Binance Dual Investment. And you also still get more of the asset. You get passive income on the assets you have subscribed with and you have deposited into the Binance Dual Investment product. So these benefits now, they will let you understand when you should use dual investments. So if what you want to achieve at the end of the day is to earn some extra yield, then there are many different reasons why you may decide to use dual investment. And some of the most common scenarios now include taking profits. So you want to sell your crypto holding at a target price in order for you to realize some of your investment gains, and at the same time benefit from additional interest yield. So you are not just selling at a limit or target price, but getting more and more of the asset, or you're getting more returns when you sell. So you deposited 1 BNB and you're locking it up for, let's say, 20 days. And you bought the BNB at, let's say, 200 US dollar per BNB. Now you want to sell the BNB at 300 US dollar for a BNB at a later date, let's say in 10 days time. So now you set your target price at 300 US dollar per BNB for that date. So when you're selling on that particular day, you are not just selling 1 BNB anymore. Your APR, the passive, the income, the earnings you have now earned, the additional BNB you earn on that 1 BNB will also be sold. So you might be selling 1.1 BNB or 1.05 BNB at that particular, which means you're even getting more returns, more BNB and more returns. And also another one is you're able to buy the dips. So you want to buy a particular crypto asset at target price when the market is down, and you also want to still enjoy additional interest. So rather than if you're using sports trading now, that you just set a limit price at a particular price target. That okay, I want to buy Bitcoin when it dumps to, let's say, 20k US dollars. If you do that on sports trading, fine. When Bitcoin dumps to that price, you buy your BTC. Your BTC order is filled. However, you do not get any additional BTC, and you also do not get the option of getting free trading fee. that you still get charged with trading fee. But if you use Binance Dual Investment, when the time is reached at your settlement date and Bitcoin definitely dumps to that price, that means you're going to get, aside from you getting more of the stable coins you have already deposited, you're also going to get more Bitcoin at that time. So there's a lot of benefit attached to it if you check it very, very well. So, and also it helps you to grow your stable coin portfolio. So you have more stable coin that you want to use to buy an asset at a later. So when you deposit them, you get more of that stable coin in order to buy it. It now increases your purchasing power to buy more of the asset at that settlement date. Okay, so now let's just go into how it really works. So the buy low or sell high. So there are two types of dual investment products. So this is the buy low and sell high. So those are the two major types. So the buy low products now, it gives you a chance to buy your desired crypto such as BTC or BNB or any other available asset on Binance dual investment at a lower price in the future with stable coins such as BUSD or USDT. On the other hand, sell high products, they give you a chance to sell your existing crypto such as BNB at a higher price in the future for stable coins such as BUSD. Now, what you get or will achieve is based on two on two of these on either of these factors which I've listed here: the target reached or target not reached. So these two factors now are going to influence what you're going to get at the end of the day. When your settlement date is reached, what you will get it will be based on either the target is reached or the target is not reached. Now let's look at it for the buy low products. Now, if your target is reached, so this means that on the settlement date, if the market price is at or below the target price that you have set, the target currency, for instance, your BTC or BNB that you want to buy at that settlement date, will be bought. So this is for buy low products. If you subscribe to a buy low product and your target is reached, it means that if the market price is at or below the target price you selected on the settlement date, it means that the currency you desire to buy will be bought. On the other hand, now, if your target is not reached, this implies that on the settlement date, if the market price is above the target price, then you will keep your stable coins, which you earlier subscribed with, to buy the intended asset. However, you must also note that in both scenarios now that we've talked about now, both the target reached or target not reached for the buy low product, in both scenarios, you will still earn interest on your stable coins. So which means you will still get additional stable coins, either your target is reached or not. So if your target price is reached, your subscription amount and interest income will be used to buy the target currency that you want to buy. But if your target is not reached, you're going to get your deposited stable coin with the additional stable coins you have earned over time. So you're getting more Bitcoin or more of the currency you decide to buy. Now, for sell high products, if your target is reached for a sell high product, now it simply means that on your settlement date, the market price is at or above the target price. So and you deposited that asset now. For example, you deposited BNB or Bitcoin, it will be sold for BUSD on that settlement date if your target price is reached, if the market price at that moment is at your target price or above the target price. On the other hand, if the target price is not reached, which is target not reached, it means that on the settlement date, the market price is below the target price, then you will keep your BNB and the additional BNB you have already you've earned over time. And just like the buy low product as well, in both scenarios of the sell high product, both the target reach or target not reach, you will first earn interest in your existing currency that you deposited, that you subscribed with. Once the target price is reached, your subscription amount and interest income will be sold for BUSD. But if the target is not reached, you get your deposited currency, in this case BNB, and additional BNB you have earned over time. Now, before we go into illustration and how to demonstrate to us how you subscribe, how you actually access Binance Dual Investment, there are important terms that we should know, that you should be aware of and understand what they mean. The subscription amount, the target price, the settlement date, the deposit currency, the target currency, the subscription period, and the settlement price. Now, what does the subscription amount mean? This is the amount which you have deposited when subscribing to Dual Investment, and this amount will be used to buy or sell your crypto. So, if you deposited BNB in order to sell high at a target price in the nearest future, so it is your the amount of BNB you deposit now is your subscription amount. If you deposited a stable coin like USDT or BUSD in order to buy a target currency at a later date at a lower value, to buy low, then the amount of that stable coin you deposited is your subscription amount. The second one, the target price. Target price is simply a set price at which you want to buy or sell cryptocurrency. So it's this target price which you select when you're subscribing. While the settlement date is a set date at which you want to buy or sell cryptocurrency. And you will also receive your investment return on this date. The same date of your settlement date is the date at which your order is filled, and you also receive your return on the investment. So the deposit currency is just the currency you use to subscribe to a dual investment product. While the target currency is the asset you will be receiving if the target price is reached. So if your target price that you have selected is reached, the target currency that you bought or you are selling for is what you get as the target currency. But if your target is not reached, you get back your deposit currency that you have deposited. While the subscription period is the number of days from the day of subscription until the settlement date. And the settlement price. Settlement price is simply an average of the market price in the last 30 minutes before 8 a.m. UTC on the settlement date. You have to take note of this. The average of the market price in the last 30 minutes before 8 a.m. UTC on the settlement date, because this settlement price and target price will determine whether your investment will be converted into the target currency. So that is the particular price at which your settlement price will be done. And something important for you to note is that once subscription is completed, your target price, your settlement date, and your APR, your annual percentage returns, will be fixed, and you are unable to revise these terms once the subscription is completed. However, you can view your target price and some of the details, such as the settlement date and the APR, from your end wallet and end history in your wallet, both on the Binance mobile app or on the Binance.com website. Okay, so let's just move into the illustration now. Let me show us how to subscribe, how to properly use the Binance Dual Investment. Okay, the first thing you want to do is to go to Binance.com if you are on the PC. If you are on the mobile app, you can easily just go through it. On your mobile app, there is a more button on the home page for you to access the Binance Dual Investment page. So on the Binance.com website, what you do is just go to your N, then tap on Dual Investment. So when you tap on that, it takes you to the Dual Investment page. Now, by default, the Dual Investment page is set in the beginner mode. So this is to help you, if you're coming there for the first time, to help you to easily subscribe without any issue, without being confused at all. So when the page is launched, you can either search for a particular coin you have interest in that you are holding in your wallet to be sure that it is on the list of the available dual investment products. So when after you select your asset, I could select BTC or select ETH or go ahead to select BNB. So I could select BNB and say, okay, what do you want to do? So a step is even here for you that says you have to now take the decision. Are you trying uh, to sell BNB at a higher price, or you're trying to buy BNB at a lower price? If I have a stable coin, if I have some stable coin in my wallet, I might decide to buy BNB at a lower price in the nearest future. Or if I have BNB, I may decide to sell BNB at a higher price. Now I'm not logged in, so I want to log in. I need to log in order to access this. So let me quickly log in. Oh, having issues logging in now. Okay, a minute, please. Okay. Okay, seems I can't really log in there at the moment. So kindly excuse me. Oh, uh, oh shit. Okay. Okay. Having some issues logging in on my with my QR code. Okay. All right. So let me just see if it will get to the stage. Okay. Now I want to sell BNB at a higher price, but so here you can just tap on the pencil icon to change the price at which I want to sell BNB at a later date. So when you do that, you have a list of available price. Okay. So let us say, for instance, these are the available list and these are the dates as well. So you have the target price, the settlement date, and the APR for that subscription. Okay, let's say I want to sell BNB at 350 US dollars, and I'm selling it on the 12th on December 30th, 2022. So this is the settlement date for that price. So if I choose another price, such as 320 USD, and I said I want to sell it on the same date, which is 30th December 2022. So I have an APR of 11.62%, so which is an higher APR than 5.81% that I will get if I sell at 350 if I sell at 350 BUS dollar to a BNB on 30th December 2022. So now this is where you now have to check your own options. What do you really want to achieve? Do you want a higher APR or a lower APR and still sell at a higher price? Because as it is now, if I sell at 320, which is lesser than 350, I'm getting a higher APR, which means I'm going to get somehow I'm going to get more BNB by 30th December 2022. But I'm going to be selling at 320 US dollars for a BNB if my target price is reached or passed. So let's say I choose to sell at 350 BUSD on August 30, I'm sorry, on December 30th, 2022. So there are tons of other dates there. If you don't want to wait till December, you want to probably sell. This is for September, and the same way, if I want to sell at 320 BUSD for a BNB on September 2nd at the target price of 320 BUSD, then the APR for that time for that date is 12.15%. So you check through everything to decide on which one you think you want to go for at that time. So when you are convinced of the one you want to go for, then select it and tap on confirm. So now my target price is at 350 US dollar, which I'm going to sell which my settlement date now is December 30th, 2022. And I'm going to earn an annual percentage return of 5.18%. And it's telling me here that the current price of BNB is 302 US dollars. Okay, so I don't know why I'm not able to log in. Really, really don't know. Okay. Just trying to scan my QR code to easily log in, but I'm not getting. It's not working. Okay, so pathetic now. So pathetic. Sorry for the delay. I really wish this works. Okay, all right. Since we're not able to get that. So we just all right. So as already explained, So what we get after selecting, after you editing the price at which you want to sell the asset, and also selecting the date at which you want your settlement date to be on, then the next thing is for you to confirm that your subscription, enter the amount of the currency that you want to deposit. So you enter the currency amount, just like it is shown here. Okay, so you enter the currency amount that you want to sell, enter the currency amount. Okay, no, sorry, this is just wanted to find those reasons I'm not able to log in. Okay, all right. So also you can visit Binance Academy to check more details on this. So just wanted to get us a view since I'm not able to log in. All right. So since that seems to be proving difficult, so not to waste our time, in order to allow my colleague to come on and give us a guide on Binance P2P. Okay. So the next thing, when you subscribe, after subscribing, there is also another feature called auto compound. And what auto compound does is it automatically resubscribe your dual investment plan on the settlement date. But there is a way it works that we have to understand, because after you enable the auto compound feature, the system will assist you to resubscribe a new position with a settlement date occurring on the next available settlement date from the current date. And as long as the auto compound feature is enabled, your dual investment plan will be automatically resubscribed to the next available settlement date on the settlement date that is available. So you can enable or disable the auto compound plan 30 minutes before the settlement date. So before your selected settlement date, if you want to disable the auto compound, you have to do that 30 minutes before that settlement date and time is reached. So while enabling the auto compound feature, you will choose either the basic plan or the advanced plan. So how does each of the plans work? So the basic planner, if the target price is reached, the auto compound will stop and the system will close that position and distribute your returns to your spot wallet immediately. I think it's after just about 30 minutes or thereabout to be deposited into your wallet. But if the target price is not reached, the auto compound will continue. The system will automatically subscribe to a new position with settlement occurring on the next available settlement date until the price that you have selected, the target price, is reached. But if you choose the advanced plans, if the target price is reached, the system will automatically subscribe to a new position with settlement occurring on the next available settlement date in the opposite direction. So, for example, now you subscribe to a sell high product and the target price is reached. What auto compound will do is to open a new buy low position. So you've sold high, so the auto compound will now do what? Use your returns now that you have gotten from selling high to open a new buy low, to buy lower for you again. So if the target price is not reached, the system will automatically subscribe to a new position with settlement occurring on the next available settlement date in the same sell direction that you have already selected if you're selling I. So that's what just happens with auto compound for that. So you want to ask, what happens if what happens now is that the system now, how does it really do this auto compound? What happens is the system auto compound based on the market price at your settlement time and choose a new target price based on the current market price. So for example now, if you're using the auto compound and the buy low target price is not reached, the system will set a new target price at 10% away from the current market price. Let's suppose the market price is 20,000 US dollar for one BTC. Then the new target price it will set for you will be 10% lower at 18,000 US dollar from the 20,000 US dollar for BTC that you have before. So that's basically all I want to discuss on dual investment. So I don't know if there is still enough time to just show us around for swapping. Just a brief explanation about Binance swap farming. And before we look at how to use the swap farming product, there are four things we need to understand, and these are price, the fee, slippage, and estimated fee return. Because what you get on Binance Swap Farming is you get BNB rewards for swapping, just for swapping your tokens. You start swapping between tokens, then you get BNB rewards for doing that. But what is the price? What is the price? The estimated price of your swap that you're doing is what we are referring to as price. Is the estimated price of your swap. And you have to note that this is not the final price of your swap, because you will see the final price after you confirmed the order. For the fee now is the transaction fee collected by liquidity providers. So this has some kind of link with liquidity farming. So the transaction fee you pay, part of it is sent to the liquidity providers. The slippage is the estimated percentage that the ultimate executed price of a swap deviates from the current price due to the trading amount. While the estimated fee return is the estimated amount of swap rewards you will receive in BNB. So we have different different fee rewards for different token pairs. You have it here. So let us assume this is the swap page. To access it, you just go to your trade tab and tap on swap farming. So tap on swap farming, so it brings you to the swap page where you can swap different assets and also get rewards for doing that. So if you've already earned some reward, you see it at the top here, and you can claim them at any time. So you want to swap. So the first thing you want to do is select your pair. Select the particular pair that you want to swap between. So you have different assets that will be available to you to swap from. And also you can, because there are several assets available and there are some that don't have rewards attached to them. So you have to probably check. You can tap on view all to check the available token pairs that have that are with reward, and also check their reward their rebate percentage. So for instance, we have this IOTX against USD. If you're swapping between IOTX and USDT, you get 30% of the transaction fee you paid returned to you in form of BNB. So all these trading pairs are available for you to swap, and these are the percentage fee that you're getting as reward. So if you pay $1, as transaction fee, if you're swapping IOTX to USDT, you pay $1 as transaction fee. That means you're getting back 30 cents. You're getting back 30 cents as rewards in BNB. So you can get up to 50% of your transaction fee if you use the Binance Swap. If you use the swap feature here on the Binance Swap farming. So what you do is just select the trading pair you want to swap. So let's say I want to swap from USDT to IOTX. I'm not able to log in now, but let's say I'm swapping 100 USDT. But since I don't have the entry, so I immediately do that. So it's going to give me the estimated price, which is 1 USDT will be estimatedly for now it equals about 28.5 IOTX. The slippage is around 0.01%, and this is the estimated returns I should expect in BNB, which is 0.0001487. So immediately I swap, I get these returns deposited in my wallet, and I can claim them at any time. So that's just how it works. So I wouldn't want to take our time because I'm already above time to allow my co-host to take you through P2P. So let me just give us some final thoughts to round this up. So some final thoughts to round it up, which I want us to really understand before going ahead to use these products. So the first one I want to say is not being an expert at trading should not stop you from earning with crypto assets. And this is why these products are available. The dual investment, Binance, and these different products, while you are still trying to find your feet in trading, trying to know how to trade properly in sports or even futures or any other trading strategy you are planning to use while learning, it doesn't mean you cannot use your crypto asset to generate more revenue, more income, and more profit for you uh, by holding them. So the second one is to consider all risks attached to different products before deciding on which one to use. It is very important for you to weigh in your risk reward ratio. Be sure that you're able to take this risk before you consider using all these products. But in the long run, you get more benefit and not enough profit for you while holding your crypto asset. So thank you very much, and I hope I will get to answer questions as they come in. So over to you, V.
All right, Kazim, thank you for that presentation. I just want to know if you can hear me now.
Yeah, and I'm very sorry for taking I'm very sorry for taking too much time and taking even part of your time.
It's totally fine. I mean, these subjects are really broad and comprehensive. So even with this, I believe that I wouldn't be able to cover everything, and then we'll look at them in the in the other sessions. So let me quickly share my screen. And okay, a moment, please. Let me just share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen, Kazim?
Not no 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 not yet, not yet.
Okay,
Let's just wait it. Okay.
okay, can you see it now? I just hope that.
No, no, no.
Wow.
Let's just wait a bit. I think it should come up
Okay,
very soon. It should come up
okay.
very soon.
All right. So as we wait for the screen to come up, we still have in the description you're going to see a link to give away. So
Your
kindly
screen is
fill
up
that.
now. Your screen is
Okay,
up now.
it's up now.
All right.
All right. So
Yes.
yeah, so completing that, kindly fill that form and then expect your rewards in 2 or 3 weeks time. All right. So today we are going to look at P2P, and I'm going to just go through the basic concept of P2P. This is our homepage on Binance. But before I go into P2P, we need to understand what P2P is. So P2P simply means P2P means peer to peer or person to person. So that's basically what P2P means. And what this does is that it helps users to directly buy and sell cryptocurrencies from each other on a P2P platform or on an exchange or a marketplace. So we are talking about Binance. So Binance as an exchange has provided a P2P platform. So what happens is that Binance basically serves as a platform to facilitate the trades. Okay, but the offers you see on that P2P platform is not provided by Binance, it's provided by users on an individual basis. So that's one interesting thing you should know. So, what role does Binance play in here? Now, Binance plays the role of an escrow. Okay, so when in this P2P marketplace, we know that there are two people who we find here. We have those who post their ads and then those who interact with the ads, that's in buy or sell. So we call them the makers. The makers are people who basically post the ads, okay, and then the takers are the people who trade with the existing ads. Okay, so we have the makers and the takers, right? So what happens is that whenever an ad is posted, right, the amount of crypto for the ad is automatically reserved from that seller's funds. Okay, so we are going to go into certain key things very soon. So that kind of holding mechanism is what protects users, both the buyers and the sellers. So Binance serves as an escrow because it has a holding mechanism which protects the users on both sides. Okay, so it means that if the seller runs away with the money, and does not release the crypto, the support can give you back your crypto to you from the reserve funds. That's what it basically means. Okay, so we'll be going into that very, very soon. But I want us to look at um what benefits are there for Binance P2P? Okay, so the first thing is what I explained about the escrow. So this holding mechanism protects both the buyers and the sellers. Another very interesting thing is that I explained that we have makers and takers. The makers are those who post the ads. The takers are those who, um, trade with the existing ads. So there are zero fees for there's a zero fee policy on Binance for all takers, right? So there are some other P2P platforms that still charge a taker. That is, if you come and just interact with any advertisement of your choice, you are not going to pay any fee for that. Okay. Another very great benefit of the Binance P2P is that there are over 300 payment methods. I mean, there are so many payment methods. So it means that you are at liberty to find a very suitable, payment method for you. All right, and also there are very quick transaction times, right? So depending on whichever ad or buyer or seller you interact with, they have various transaction times, and we can have as fast as 15 minutes upwards. And even there are some who deliver or who release their assets even in less than 15 minutes. You can have some people as 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it depends. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of using Binance P2P. And additionally, there is 24/7 customer support. So anytime you run into a problem, be rest assured that we have the support ready to help you. So with that out of the way, you have understood what P2P means. You have understood Binance P2P system and the benefits it offers. So now let's get started, right? So let's get started. But we can't just start. There are three main things you need to know before you can actually, start interacting with Binance P2P platform. The first one you need to know is that you actually need to ensure that you have actually gone through your KYC, that's identity verification. It is really important. So here I am. So I've logged into an account, and we have taken you through how the onboarding. So kindly check out our previous videos to help you with that. So for this particular account, you can see it's verified. You have done your KYC. It is so important, because without doing your KYC, you will not be able to use some services on Binance. And one example of such a service is the P2P service. All right. Then the next thing is that you need to ensure that there's SMS authentic. You have done your SMS authentication. Really important. Okay. So that's a another very important point. You need to ensure that you have done your SMS authentication, and you can do that in your settings. All right. So that is another very important thing. So with that, those two important requirements out of the way, being your KYC identity verification and also being your SMS authentication, we can now go on to trade. So where do we find our P2P? But before we can go into that, I want to explain something very crucial. Before you can use P2P, you need to ensure that your assets that you want to trade with are in your funding wallet, because if they are not in the funding wallet, you will not be able to trade with that. So when we come here, so here I'm hovering over the wallet. When you come here, you can see we have the fiat and the spot, and we have the funding wallet. So let me quickly click on that. So before you can trade on the P2P, you need to ensure that your funds are here on the funding wallet. So in case you have your funds on the spot wallet, all you can do is to hit on transfer. So when you hit on transfer, you can either send transfer from your fiat or spot wallet to your funding wallet and vice versa. Okay, so there are no fees attached to this. Okay, they are totally free. So probably if you have it on the clicking on these two arrows will swap them. So when I click here, I have from fiat and spot to funding wallet, and you can put in any amount that you want. As you can see, I do not have any USDT in my fiat and spot wallet. So you have to select whichever assets that you have in order to help you do that. Okay, so you can see I have some other assets here. So whatever assets you have, you can just put it in there, and then you input the amount and you continue. All right, so assuming I have done my swap, I have some funds in my funding wallet, I can head on onto our P2P. So when we come up here to trade here, And one thing you have to take note of is that this P2P is available on both the website and the application. So where whichever you are using, you have access to the P2P. So when we hit on trade, we come down to P2P, and here we have it opened for us. So we are going to just take a tour of the platform. And as you know, Binance is a very user friendly and intuitive platform. So there is actually a user guide over here that you can go through. We have the beginner's guide, the video tutorial, and the P2P trading FAQs. So even if I'm not able to cover every single thing you need to know about Binance P2P, you can just go in here and learn more and more, and also visit the Binance Academy. You can learn more about P2P. So basically, let's take a tour of this entire interface. So we have this interface up here, and this is our filter tool. All right, so what you see here is a filter tool. So the filter tool allows you to navigate whether you want to buy or sell, and then the kind of assets you want to buy or sell. Okay, so if you want to buy USDT, BTC, BUSD, BNB, ETH, and Solana. So whatever asset you want to buy and sell here on the P2P platform, you can use the filter tool here to help you do that. All right. But before, on top of the filter tool, you can see something really important. We have Express and P2P. So let me quickly give you the difference between the Express and the P2P. So the Express here we see is basically also a feature in the P2P, such that you are going to input directly whichever amount that you want to either buy or sell, and then the asset you want to deal in. So the fiat, you select the fiat and the asset you want to deal in, and what happens is that you are matched based on the best price depending on the amount and then the payment gateway you select. Okay, so there's a matching. So in this way, it's really quick. That's why it's called Express. So you just put in whatever amount you want, and then whatever asset you want to buy or sell, and then you buy with zero fee, as I said, because I mentioned earlier that the takers do not have any fees attached to their transactions. Okay, so you do that, and what Express does is that it quickly matches you with the best offers you can have. So that is Express. But the P2P gives you many options to filter from. I mean, there are so many options, from the assets to the fiat choice to the amount to the payment option. It gives you the luxury of time to actually select what will suit you best. Okay, so that is the difference between the Express and the P2P that you see here. All right, so this is the filter tool that I just explained. All right, so now we also have this side, we have this side, and then this side are the ads that we have. Okay, now we have so many ads here, and these are the ads that you basically interact with in order to whatever choices that you have, we're going to go into what each of these things mean. All right, now so each ad here, you can see these are all users of the platforms, and then of this platform, and then we have these ads put up here. So we have the ad area. All right, we have the ad area. Now in this ad area, you can find the advertising info here. So you can see the first person here. So this is just for illustrative purposes. So we have selected that we want to buy USDT. Okay, now let me just go through the filter tool into details. Here you can type the amount you want to filter with. So probably there are so many ads here, and each of them have their own limits. So you can actually put in the amounts that you want to deal with. So probably if I want to buy 200 CDs, so I'm in Ghana, so we are using the Ghana city. You can actually change the fiat to whichever currency that you want. Okay, so whether USD, NGN, whatever you want. So for this illustrative purposes, we are going to stick with the GHS, right? So you can put in the amount you want to purchase, and then you can actually choose the payment method that you want. Okay, so for Ghana, we have the MTN mobile money, Vodafone cash, the bank transfer, Momo. So you can basically choose whichever payment gateway you want. So for example, let me just choose bank transfer. So when I choose that, I can filter. And what this happens is that it gives me the merchants here. So all the people here are the P2P merchants, okay? And then I'm going to go into some explanations of, because you can see that there's a yellow tick by some of them, and there are no yellow ticks by some of them. So I'm going to explain that. So it's going to give me the merchants who have particularly advertised that their least limit is 200 CDs and above, right? And then they can pay with bank transfer. Okay, so if you want to buy USDT from these sellers, these are their terms, and the filter is going to help you easily locate them instead of scrolling through a very long list of traders and you have to filter each of them. All right, so let me explain this text too here. As you can see, this text here shows that they are verified merchants. Okay, so we have verified merchants and we have the regular users. So this very first person here is a verified merchant because you can see this, and then this second here is just a regular user. There's no tick. And what a verified merchant means is that they have higher trading volume. Sometimes they have they are frequent traders, and then they enjoy higher levels of limits, and then they have lower fees, and then they are more experienced. So these are the verified merchants, and then we have the regular users, right? So let's dig into the ad info. So this here you see the number of orders completed by the user. As you can see, this first user has completed over 1,000 orders, and this is the completion rate. Okay, this is the completion rate. Now this is the price they are selling one USDT for, and we have the limits. So it means if you want to trade with this user, you should be willing to, trade with at least 1,000 Ghana cedi. So each merchants have their own lower limits and higher limits. So you need to be careful about that, because that's why the filter is very important if you want to really trade with the right people. Next, each of them have their own, payment platforms also written here for you to interact with. Okay, so um let me just remove all these from there. Let me just refresh everything so you can hear refresh. Okay, not that. So basically, I'll get to that later. Okay, so basically, this is the ad info, and this is what it means to that. So let's just try to buy. Okay, so assuming that I want to buy USDT. So that is my choice. If you want to buy BTC, you click on BTC. If you want to buy BUSD, you click on BUSD. If you want to buy BNB and all, you click on that. So I want to buy USDT specifically. And let's assume that I have 1,000 Ghana cedi. Okay, so that is 1,000 Ghana cedi. So Ghana cedi. Then depending on whatever fiat you have, you can also choose that I have Ghana cedi and I want to deal with a bank transfer. So it's filtered for me. So the search is done. So you click on search and it's done. So it means I can interact with these, and among these, the first one is a verified merchant, and I've explained, and the rest are regular users. It is advised that as a newbie, you deal with verified merchants. It is advised. Okay, it doesn't mean you can't deal with the other merchants or the other, regular users. If because of the escrow system, when you follow instructions, you will be safe. But it is just advised to deal with, the verified merchants. But even if you deal with the regular users, once you follow the instructions and the tips I'll be giving to you, you should be very, very safe. So when I click on the buy, so what happens is that now we have terms here. So every merchant puts up their own terms. So it's very, very important that when you hit on the buy, even before you go to input anything here, you check out what are the terms and conditions of this person. So I read the terms here. If you're okay with the terms, then you can go on with the transaction. Don't quickly input an amount here and click on buy before you come and check the terms, because you may miss something. Now here is the price being offered by the merchants. The payment time limit is given, so 15 minutes means that you should expect that you have your USDT released to you in 15 minutes. Okay, then the USDT available that this verified merchant is selling is 495 at this point in time, and then these are the payment methods. Please do well to read these carefully before you move on. So as I said, maybe you type in the amount here and it gives you what you receive. Then you can move on to buy USDT. Okay, so when you click on buy USDT, now you have the obligation to transfer your fiat to the user using the payment, options that he is going to provide to you. Okay, so when you click on buy USDT, so let's click on buy USDT. So you're going to see that you have successfully placed an order, right? And after successfully placing an order, you are going to receive specific payment accounts that this particular user, requires. Okay, so this I'm doing for the buy side. When you go to the sell side, it's the same process that is replicated, right? In that case, you are going to actually receive the fiat and then release the crypto. So it's the other way around. Okay, so it's very important that you you check out whichever payments platform and the correct details so that you don't make any mistake. Okay, so you check out the payments platform and then you transfer the funds. Please, Binance does not transfer your fiat for you. You need to transfer it yourself. All right. So only after transferring it, so you choose whichever payment you want. If it is the first one, if it's the second one, the third one, all the details are provided here to ensure that you don't make any mistakes. There's just a little box here which helps you copy it. Okay, so instead of you trying to crunch these numbers or details, just copy it, go into your mobile phone or your whatever platform that you have that contains your fiat and transfer it. Now only after transferring you click on transferred notified seller. Okay, you need to click on transferred notified seller. If there's any issues and you feel like maybe there can be a scam going on or something, that is only when you click on cancel order. When you make payments, please do not click on cancel order because it's going to affect you receiving your assets. Okay, so you basically here, this is a very important area too. It allows you to chat with the merchant. So before you can even go on and make any payments, you can actually chat with the merchant if you do not understand anything or you want any clarification before you move on with it. So because of time, I just did, the example for the buy side. You on your own, you can also go onto the platform and then you can just learn about it. And remember, if you cancel orders more than 3 times a day, it goes against you. So please do not go around playing, but basically try to explore how these are used. And as I said, there are so many guides here to help you. Right now, I would have let me quickly go through some tips that you need. I wish I could have, gone through this more and giving you an example for the sale, right? But there's not much time for that. So let me see, cancel order. So as I said, so they will ask you why you are canceling the order. Okay, so here you can see that there are some tips here. If you make your account will be suspended if you exceed 3 accountable cancellations in a day. Right? I can't go into that. When you have time, you can just read. So why do you want to cancel? So my reason is I do not want to trade anymore. Okay. So this is an accountable cancellation. This is a cancellation I'm making on my own. So I confirm that, right? If I do 2 more, it means that my account will be, suspended. So let me quickly go back to P2P. Okay, so as this is loading up, I believe this is a guide to help you in buying. And when we look at the sell side, it's the same thing. You toggle to the sell, you put in your requirements, and even if you don't want to put in any requirements, you can take your time and scroll through. And it's very, very important to before you place an order with anybody, try to check their completion rates, the number of orders, and then sometimes you can even go as much as checking their profile. So I go to you click on it, you see the profile of the person. You can even look at the comments, positive feedback, how many negative feedbacks, the average pay time, average release time, all these things are going to guide you to know that, of course, this particular user is really, is really on point and you can do business with this person. Okay. So you come here, you look at the feedbacks that this person has received and you see that, okay, right, these are really great and giving you signs that this is someone who can deliver quickly for you. Now, there are many, many tips that you need to know so that you are not scammed. But the very first one I want to mention quickly, I just hope that I can do this in just 1 minute or two, is that you never release your crypto before you actually receive before you receive your payment. Okay, so that is if you are selling your cryptocurrency. The one buying your cryptocurrency has to actually send you fiat. Now, don't click on release crypto once you have not received your payment. If you do that, there's no way out because um you have actually given the escrow, the platform, to also do release the funds because you have actually given them that instruction. Okay, so until you have actually seen your payments, log in into your money wallet to check, please do not release the crypto. It's really, really, really important. And even if the user tells you, convinces you, tells you or threatens you to release the crypto before paying, please do not do that. All right, don't believe anyone who will say claim to be a support and convinces you to release the crypto before you receive your payment. That is if you are selling. Okay, it's really, really important. Now you have to also know that once the seller confirms the order and transfers the assets to the buyer, the transaction is considered completed because you gave that instruction, as I mentioned. So please be very, very careful because it cannot be disputed. Now, anytime you decide to deal with any merchant outside Binance, then Binance will take no responsibility for any errors that may arise. So that is also very important. So it is advised that please you stick to Binance to do your transactions. Please do not take business off Binance and come and report any scams or frauds on Binance. It's not going to work because you didn't use the escrow system, and it will be very, very hard to assist you with that too. All right, so I believe that is also really, really clear, and these are instructions. When followed, you won't have any issues. Now, if there's a scam, what happens? You can quickly report the P2P scams. Okay, so here on this page, you can see this message here. So you can contact their support to report any scams. You can as well as appeal. When you are buying, so maybe I click buy and then you go through the process, you actually see that there's an appeal button. That is when the time elapses, when the time provided by that merchant elapses and you have still not received it, you have still not, the transaction is not complete. What you can do is to appeal, and when you appeal, you will receive the necessary assistance. You can also message the merchant yourself. Okay, these are some ways to resolve mistakes. Sometimes you are supposed to sell, you are supposed to send probably 100 Ghana cedi and you send more than that. You can, in a friendly manner, contact the merchant so that you can sort out the issue. If it's not, sorted out, then you can escalate it to the support. Okay, so always try to contact the merchant you are dealing with to solve issues. And if it is not working out, then you contact the support, but you can as well as appeal right away. Mostly when you even appeal, there will be the option to contact the merchant first. So that is very, very important. And also when you are doing your transactions, always ensure that your payment wallet or your money wallet have the same name as the name you registered on Binance. Okay, so third party payments are not encouraged. Third party payments are not encouraged. So please ensure that the name you registered on Binance is the same as the name that we see on your money wallet. All right. So I think let me just, because of time, I can't go on and on and on. There are so many tips that I could have added to it, but because of time, but when you go to the Binance Academy, you can find all this information there, more and more tips to guide you so that you are not scammed on the P2P platform. But just ensure that you follow these instructions. And anytime a trade sounds too good to be true, you should be also wary of that, because sometimes malicious actors will post very attractive ads to lure newcomers. So when you look at the market price, probably as you can see, we can see 9.98. You want, if you want to sell, let's go to sell. Let's look at it. Let me just give an example. So we are selling USDT, one USDT at 9.99. And you come here and then we have 20 CDs here, and that price is going to be on the top because the price is measured from the highest to the lowest. It will look so attractive because wow, 20 CDs is incredible. But please be careful, because some malicious actors will post these attractive ads to lure newcomers and less experienced traders into a trade, and then they will attempt to steal your funds in a way. Okay, so please sometimes just apply, let's say, what they call common sense to ensure that the ad that, or whoever you are dealing with, price is in the range of the market price, so that you are not lured. Okay, so that is another very important point that you have to take note of. And if you think that the trade party is a scammer, do cancel the trade. Okay, if you think that person is a scammer, do cancel the trade. So these are some of the tips that I can add to that. But as I said, this is not everything you need to know. You can go to the user guide and learn more about it. Kaz, I just hope I'm within time. Um, and if there's anything you would like to add quickly before we can move on. Hello, Kaz. All right. So it looks like cars got disconnected. All right. So I'm looking at the time. We may not be able to pick look at a lot of questions. All right. But I believe that today's session was really, really comprehensive for us so that you can stay safe using P2P. You are not scammed. Once you follow the instructions, be rest assured that you can protect yourself against scammers. You can't, you know, be 100%, but at least this education increases your chances of resisting such attacks so that you stay aware and educated. All right, so these are very, very important tips that you need to know. So thank you for joining us today on today's newbie walkthrough. We do this every Thursday. So do join us. Kindly share the link to this video. Really, really important. Share the link so that many people will get to know about how to safely trade on Binance P2P. In our subsequent times, we'll be, going into how to start a business using Binance P2P. So how to, post ads, and all that. We'll be looking into other products also. All right. So this is not only the show we usually have. There are also very many very exciting shows on our YouTube channel. So do check through them. Do want to follow us on Twitter and also join the community. Thank you very much for joining us and see you again the next time. For myself and my co-host who dropped off, we are grateful that you joined us and then see you the next time. Bye bye.